So I stumbled across this website and I quite liked this section, how it slides out as you're scrolling, just displaying all the different features of this product. And I had a look at how it interacts, and you'll learn a concept in Framer using empty frames and elements to trigger certain animations. So let's get into it. So if we actually look at this section and break down what's hidden in here, we can see that we've got this div class, and if we keep opening it up, we can see that there are, where is it? If you see on the far right, it's called empty, stay empty, width full, 300 pixels. So these are empty frames that just allow that animation to trigger. And that's essentially what we're going to be doing. So you got this trigger card content, 200 pixels in height. So if I just click that, or just pin that, you can see the lines that are popping up. Where is it? There. See those purple lines that are popping up? I think that's where those trigger elements are being actioned. So as your viewport screen comes into play, the next trigger is showing that animation. So essentially, it's hidden elements and frames that just simply trigger the next part of the animation. And it's actually quite easy to build in Framer, so we're going to be doing that from scratch. I've got my project already set up, so let's get into it. I first want to do my card component, and we'll make it about 240 wide and height about 350. And I'll just give it a bit of styling. Do it early now so we can just see how it all works later on. Card 1, and this stack is going to be horizontal or vertical. Let's just do 4, much like this, and we're going to wrap these in a stack as well. So right click, add as a stack. I'm going to call this content. This is going to be card 1, card 2, card 3, and card 4. And we'll change the text as well to 3 and 4. Cool. So we got our cards. We're actually going to wrap this in another stack, all of them individually, and you'll see why in a moment. But we'll add another stack on top of these. And we'll call this call it container 1. Oh, this one's 4. Container 3. Container 2. And container 1. And then all of the card stacks we're actually going to put into a absolute position and pin it to the left top and bottom. Or actually, we're going to pin it to all sides, sorry. So have it all in 0. We're going to just change the size of the container. We'll make it width 1000. And that's our section for the content container. And then we want to have another section just with the headline. Need to change the direction here. We'll put this to fill, remove the fill of the color, add text, header, text. And just add that as a layout as well. Cool, so we got our header text, and now we're good to go. I might just change that to 36 or something. So you can see here we have our section, the bare bones of it. We now need to put in a component. So we'll make this into a component and content container. Essentially what we're going to do here is add the interactions that we want to display on the main section. So here we're going to make these cards all absolute. And again, pinning it to the left and top. And unpin that. So now what you see is all the cards are stacked on each other. And we've got number 4 first. But we actually want to change the Z index for each one so we can display the first container first. So we'll put that to number 5 in the Z index. And we'll change the Z index of all of them. So card 2 is 4. Card 3 is 3. Card 4 will be 2. So now we can add our variants and just move them slightly. So we're going to be moving them. We want a gap of 250. Oh, sorry, we want a gap of 10. So because these cards are 240, so we're going to be moving it 250 to the right. So I'm pretty sure we just, in this box, we just go 250. Cool. And that's our second variant. Next variant, go target container 3, move it 500. And then the last one, which will be variant 4, we'll move that 750. And there we have it. We have our variations in our component. And now we just need to build the section that triggers these variants. And how we do that is we create a new frame, make this, we actually want to make this fill the width, but also absolute, and pin it to the entire section. Okay, we can turn that into a layout. And we probably want to put the Z index down a little and add some frames inside of this stack. And we're going to put it, so these are going to be the trigger frames that we were talking about earlier that are empty. We'll fill it and we'll change the height to 200. And we'll name it trigger 1. Duplicate it. Probably need to change the direction so it stacks on top of each other. And empty 1. Cool. We're going to do this a few times, and we'll just make sure that the main section is set to fit. And we're going to go duplicate this trigger, push it down, duplicate the empty one and push it down. Call this trigger 2, empty 2. So you can see here, trigger 1 is going to just interact with the component for number 1. 2 will pop out card 2. 3 will pop out card 3. So we're just going to keep duplicating these. This is going to be trigger 3 and empty 3. Let's duplicate these again. Push that down. Trigger 4. Empty 4. Cool. What I might do is just open up this section to about 2,400, just so we can see what's actually happening and I'll move it all up to the top, the start. So now as we scroll down, the blue, let me remove the colors first so you can kind of visualize what's happening. So the empties, I'm just going to remove all the fill colors for. So what you're going to see is as we're scrolling, the darker blue is going to trigger the next variation of this. And how we do that is we target this content container and we add an effect, scroll variant, section and view. And that's what we're going to link to the trigger cards, those empty trigger cards. But first we need to add a scroll section to all of these triggers. So we'll go down, scroll section. I'm going to go T1 and then target each individual and just number it accordingly. T3 and T4. So now in the effect, we can actually link up T1 is going to be variant 1. Add a section. T2 is going to be variant 2. T3 and so on. And what you'll see is this is what's going to create that little pop out animation. And that's the bare bones of it. Obviously we want to style it. And I forgot one important thing is we want to turn this into a sticky. Actually we want to change this, the text stack and the container stack and the component into a stack. So now we can turn this into sticky. I'll just remove that. Did I have sticky on there? No, perfect. So that's content container. I'll call it section container sticky. So this sort of stack is going to stick to the top of the main parent section, and when we play it we'll see how it works. So as we're scrolling we're going to hit this new blue part and it's going to pop out just like that. Obviously it's not working exactly right, I just need to change a few details, but that is essentially how you do it. And we're just using these empty frames to trigger the next part of the component. We can clean it up, make it look a little bit better. And yeah, obviously styling wise, we want to make sure it's easy to navigate, and we can change the way the pop out occurs if we just go into the component and change the transition style. So we can make it ease in, and we're good to go. And just for hygiene's sake, I'm going to name this stack that's absolute. It's kind of background trigger. So now we know we've got the section, we've got a background trigger, we've got a section container that's sticky to the top of their parent, and then we've got a text stack, then we've got the actual component that is triggering with an effect. It's called scroll variant. We're going to change the viewport to the middle actually, because that's going to make it fire a little better. And we will play that again. So we've passed trigger 1, now hit trigger 2, trigger 3 and trigger 4. And then you just have another section at the bottom and then it will fade off. And that is exactly how you do it. So if you have any questions, leave a comment. If there's another way to do it, feel free to share it. And I'm relatively new to Framer, so I'm going to be creating more content around Framer, simple Framer animations, Framer sections, all of that. So hit subscribe if you liked the video.